ceasefire after DGM's stopping of military action reports of foreign nation. After long out of talks mediated by US, India, Pakistan have agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire. India has confidently maintained uncompromised stance against terrorism will continue to do so. Pakistan is a space-loving country and afford space but also know how to defend itself. साला मोबाईल किती पडून राहिला. Trump's mediated truce military action stopped headlines on terror. Yes. 18 days after a deadly terror attack in Kashmir's Pahalgam prompted India to launch military strike against Pakistan, leading to 4 days of fierce confrontation. The two nuclear-armed countries agreed to stop drilling and military action from 5 p.m. Saturday. Okay. And to Islam. Announcing the ceasefire, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri said at a media brief Saturday evening. The Director General of Military Operations of Pakistan called the Director General of Military Operations of India at 1535 hours Indian Standard Time earlier today. It was agreed between them that both sides would stop all firing military actions on land and in the air and sea. What more middle escalation by Pak? All from Rubio to Manipur. Behind the trust between India behind the trust between India behind the trust between India and Pakistan after 4 days of intense military hostilities. The first important sign was a call between U.S. Secretary to State and National Security Advisor Marco Rubio and Pakistani Army Chief General Asim Rubio, who spoke to Munir, said that he offered U.S. assistance in starting constructive talking in order to avoid future conflicts. It was this was the first direct contact between the U.S. admiration and the Pakistan admiration and the Pakistan army chief. The man at the center of Pakistan's hostile across against India. In fact, it was Munir's inflammatory rhetoric on Hindu-Muslim relations and Pakistan that prefers the Pahalgam attack, the trigger of the forced surrender since the Kargil War. Rubio had already spoken to Pakistan Prime Minister Delhi. Delhi's new term of engagement, striking the rising cost of terror. Yet another military confrontation between India and Pakistan has come to an end, and this time after their most intense fighting in 2 decades. The term of engagement between Delhi and Rawalpindi has judged India's effort to get out of the constricting corner, constricting corner forms by Pakistan's nuclear weapon and cross-border terrorism has produced some key advantages. The willingness and ability to attack Pakistan's heartland in West Punjab and reopen the Indus Water Treaty. Since it came to power in 2014, the Modi government has sought to alter the traditional term of engagement with Pakistan shaped by its nuclear weapon and its pursuit of across-border terror with impunity. In the crisis that allowed Pakistan terror attack on URI in 2016, Delhi signaled that the line of control was no longer Scroson's and it would be ready to roast it to attack the terror infrastructure in Pakistan occupied Kashmir. In the wake of the Pulwama, BrahMos likely used in precision attack on Pakistan Air Force base. In retaliatory precision strike on Pakistani military base early Saturday. The Indian Armed Forces are learned to have gone the full throttle by employing the latest missile guided munition and loitering munition in their arsenal. The site target were the Pakistani base at Rafiq Murid Noor Khan, Rahim Yar Khan, Shakur and Chunia. The air base in Shardu, Balori, Jacobabad and Sargodha also suffered extensive damage. A radar site at phosphor and shell code were targeted using precious munition. It is learned that air-launched precision weapons such as the Hammer BJP opposition upheld ceasefire. Questions US rule. Call for all party meet. The BJP and the opposition welcomed the ceasefire announced between India and Pakistan Sunday, with the ruling party hailing Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the armed forces and the Congress calling for an all-party meeting and as a special session of Parliament. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Mohan Yadav hailed the Prime Minister Modi for inflicting punishment to terror and their sponsor in a short span of time. And Azad that it was a win for India. Yadav said every Indian is filled with the pride as the resolute response to the Pahalgam terror attack with Jammu and Kashmir officer killed in the Rajouri shelling was well like faced of death admiring its emergency. Rajkumar Thapa, the additional district development commissioner Rajouri, who was killed in the artillery shooting by Pakistan early morning Saturday, was a 201 batch officer of the Jammu and Kashmir Administrative Services, as well like the popular officer. He was very active on the ground and known to be the main face of the Rajouri district administration in any emergency. Krishna Umar Abdullah with the family of Rajouri ADDC Raju Kumar Thapa, who was killed in Pakistani shelling Wednesday. Thapa, who was a 1989 batch graduate of MBBS from Government Medical College Jammu, was pronounced critically after he was hit by splinter following a shell striking the window of his house. So said his family is based in Jammu. Expressing his shock at Thapa's death, panic in the streets, rumor on the ground when a missile was intercepted over Sirsa. Former Barinder Singh, along with his wife and children, was sleeping on the terrace of their home on Friday night, overlooking the crop ceiling there where the wheat had recently been harvested. At 12:18 a.m., loud explosions were heard in the village of Kachakeda. All of us come out on the stress of panic. He told Indian Express. Little did he know how close he was to the action unfolding between India and Pakistan. What residents here was the sound of the Pakistani missiles being intercepted in this scheme and its depicts landing in the area. We were so stunned that we did not even capture a video on our phones. He recalled saying that they did flick some photographs of the remnant of the remnant of कोण हां नाही म्हणणार त्याला
हॅलो सर शुभम नाही म्हणते शुभमचं म्हटलं येणं होत नाही म्हणते
का नाही म्हणणार
हो सर सर असं आहे पण ते सध्या आता मार्केटमध्ये गेले आहेत मग त्याला टाइम लागणार आहे तिकडून आज सामान आणायला गेलं ते हो ना त्याला लावला होते मी फोन पण ते म्हणे आणखीन त्याचं मित्र येणार आहे संध्याकाळी पाहिजे तर मग काही येणं नाही होणार म्हणजे दुसरं आता सध्या सर हॉस्टेलवर कोण नाही ना पण की मुला सुट्ट्या लागल्या आहेत तर कोणी येत नाही तसं आता एखादं पाहिलं असतं समजा पण सध्या तर नाही पाहूनच घ्या मग सध्या एखादा
ऐकलं सम नाही पैदल या
नाही ना तू येत नाही म्हणते ना ठीक आहे ठीक आहे डबल आपण नाही आपल्याला
जात तिकडे बोलावते ते तरी कोणी सापडलं नाही का नाही ॲटोमॅटिक कॉल लावते मागं पण तसंच जात नव्हतं आपण त्यावेळेस तो कॉल लावला त्यांना माहिती आहे का फक्त मोबाईल काम आहे थोडंसं 1-2 मिनटं फक्त येणं पुढे थोडंसं येणं मग मोबाईल पडते ना मला
काय नाही
इथे ठेव इथे ठेव
ठीक आहे कॅश करून अलीकडे साले टाकून फोडू पटकन द्या बॉटल रे
यूट्यूबवर काय ते माहिती आहे लाईव्ह गेलं का नाही
क्षमा मी ते लाईव्ह मग लाईव्ह केलं काय होणार आहे
तसं नाही भावा ते प्रमोट होते ना माझ्या चॅनल काय आहे माझ्या चॅनलचं ना पण माझ्या चॅनलचं नाव येते डायरेक्ट लाईव्ह नाही
म्हणजे दुसऱ्याला दाखवायचं नाही आम्ही
तसा विषय नाही रे तसा विषय नाही रे
किती मागं दाखवते मी ते
थोडंसं मागे दाखवते ना
किती मागं दाखवते मी ते कवा झालं ते बरोबर
5 सेकंडचा फरक तरी पडते
5-10 सेकंडचा आहे
10 सेकंडचा नाही 5 सेकंडचा फरक तरी पडते
5-10 सेकंडचा आहे
10 सेकंड नाही ते पब्लिक नाही ते पण प्रायव्हेट
काय होणार काय आहे नेमकं त्याचं
अरे माझा चॅनल प्रमोट होते भावा
पब्लिक ते प्रमोट करू
पुढे चालून फ्युचरमध्ये काम करतो. आणि रे मी एक तर माय हे ठेवून राहिलो लाईव्ह. हे पण असे 1 घंटा वगैरे लाईव्ह. पण दिसून काऊन नाही राहिलं मला ते प्रश्न आहे ना.
विचारणे काय केलं मग 1 घंट्याची विचारणे
त्याच्यात नाही
पाहतं घरी
लॅबमधला आहे लॅबमधला.
घरी पत्राची लॅब होती.
पत्र येतो ना लॅबमध्ये असं मग वाटतं. पण हे पब्लिक कसं करायचं रे बा.
थांबना
अभ्यास करायचा ना.
असं आहे ना ते.
पाहू ते एक्झाम.
अरे
हाऊ टू पब्लिक यूट्यूब लाईव्ह.
घ्या
यूट्यूब लाईव्ह पब्लिक से प्राइवेट कैसे करें.
जब आप वीडियो अपलोड करते हो तो आपको 3 ऑप्शन देखने को मिलते हैं, पब्लिक, अनलिस्टेड, प्राइवेट। इन तीनों ऑप्शन क्या है चलिए आपको डिटेल से बताते हैं। सबसे पहले
प्रायव्हेट करून ठेवेल असेल तो
राहू दे ना बे. कळते ना मोबाईल.
कुठे यायचं कॅमेरा कुठे आहे.
मैं बात करने वाला अगर आप भी YouTube पर लाइव स्ट्रीम करते हो, मैं सिंपल सी आप वीडियो को पूरा वॉच करना है।
राहू दे
जब
ना
आप
काय
सबसे पहले
लगा
हम क्या करेंगे,
तेच
अपना
तेच.
YouTube ऐप ओपन करेंगे, YouTube लेने देना और ये
देखो
सेटिंग
इकडे
अगर
थांब ना.
हॉरिजॉन्टल में करना चाहते हैं तो इसको ऐसे करके आप हॉरिजॉन्टल कर सकते हो। बहरहाल के लिए मैं वर्टिकल करता हूँ। वर्टिकल करने के बाद आप यहाँ पे पेंसिल का आइकन पे क्लिक कर लेना, कुछ इस तरीके का इंटरफेस आ जाएगा। लाइव, प्राइवेट और पब्लिक करने के बाद प्राइवेट हो जाती है। सारा का सारा प्रॉब्लम यहीं से होता है, ठीक है। तो सबसे पहले आपको एक ऑप्शन दिख रहा होगा, देखो टाइटल वगैरह मैंने डाल रखा है, ठीक है, आप डाल लेना। इस पे क्लिक करेंगे, विजिबिलिटी में मैंने स्टार कर रखा है, एनीवन कैन सर्च फॉर एंड व्यू, ठीक है, पब्लिक कर रखा है। तो इसको यहाँ से बहुत सारे लोगों को इसमें अनलिस्ट रहता है, ठीक है, तो इसको ध्यान देना, इसको आपको क्या करना है, पब्लिक कर देना है, ठीक है। तो यहाँ से जब आप लाइव स्ट्रीम यूट्यूब पे करोगे तो आपका हमेशा पब्लिक रहेगा और आपकी जो है लाइव स्ट्रीम पब्लिक होने के बाद प्राइवेट नहीं, पब्लिक होने के बाद प्राइवेट हो जाती है। तो आपको क्या करना है, ठीक है, सबसे पहले चले जाना अपने क्रोम ब्राउजर पर। क्रोम ब्राउजर पे जाने के बाद आपको इस तरीके से सर्च बार पे आ जाना है, यहाँ पे youtube.studio.search कर लेना, ठीक है। यूट्यूब स्टूडियो कुछ इस तरीके से हम अपना ओपन कर लेंगे, ठीक है। यूट्यूब स्टूडियो ओपन करने के बाद क्या करना है, इस कंटेंट के ऑप्शन पे क्लिक कर लेना। ये कंटेंट का ऑप्शन जो दिख रहा है डैशबोर्ड के नीचे है, इस पे सेकंड पे क्लिक कर लेना। क्लिक करने के बाद कुछ इस तरीके से इंटरफेस आएगा। तो हमको सबसे पहले क्या करना है, लाइव वाले फीड पे चले जाना है। लाइव वाले फीड पे जाने के बाद यहाँ पे देखो मेरे में एक प्राइवेट शो हो रहा है, ठीक है, मैंने मोनेटाइजेशन प्राइवेट शो रखा है। सपोज करो कि आपकी पब्लिक होने के बाद लाइव स्ट्रीम प्राइवेट हो जाती है, तो सबसे पहले इस पे क्लिक करेंगे प्राइवेट पे, ठीक है। प्राइवेट पे क्लिक करने के बाद यहाँ पे पब्लिक का ऑप्शन आ रहा है, ठीक है, ऐसे ऐसे हमको पब्लिक पे क्लिक करना है। क्लिक करने के बाद इसको पब्लिश कर देना है, ठीक है। इसको इस तरीके से पब्लिक करेंगे तो इस तरीके से सेव हो जाएगा और आपकी लाइव स्ट्रीम पब्लिक भी हो जाएगी। गाइस अगर वीडियो पसंद है तो वीडियो को
80 attempt to dissuade Congress Islam BJP for post alleging UPA passivity after strike. The Congress on Saturday hit out at the BJP over social media posts by the ruling party, saying that it was a pretty attempt to divide it politically and called it deplorable. The Congress said the BJP and the government must clarify whether it is time to play politics instead of giving a message of unity. The party also asked the BJP to delete the post which accused The previous UPA government of acting with passivity is responding to terror attack. The post in social media by the BJP leader, the message to the enemy is loud and clear. Don't mix with us. Unlike the UPA regime's passivity, New India has no patience for fertile space talks. It was also accompanied by a video which showed different terror attacks, including the 205 Delhi blast and the 1611 attack in Mumbai, and claimed that at message of unity now. The government and BJP should clarify. Tagging the BJP's post, Congress MP Shali uh, Tharoor wrote on X, at a time when the nation stands united as Indians, this pretty attempt to divide the US politically in the deplorable. Our government has learned the futility of past approach the hard way after inviting Pakistan to participate in the investigation of Pathankot blast in 2016. It is only then that it looked to the path of military action, carefully celebrated and maturely conducted. This advertisement is neither appropriate nor mature. Delete it. Please, BJP. Congress Lok Sabha member Sakinath Shintil said that ex exploitation, the grief of Pahalgam terror attack, and the Operation Sindoor for both India is not just disgraceful, it is dangerous. While the nation mourned, the BJP RSS turned tragedy into campaign material. This exposed their political desperation, and it was even Pakistan blamed internal politics. Why is the BJP simplified? From page 1, military action stopped but the Sarsiu red line remained. Effect from 700,000 hours Indian Standard Time today. Instruction have been given on both sides to have effect. To the understanding, the DGMOS will take again the norm of on May 12, he said. The United States, however, claimed credit for breaking the ceasefire. President Donald Trump said the two countries agreed on a full and immediate ceasefire after a long night of talk mediated by the United States. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said he and Vice President J.D. Vance engaged with senior Indian and Pakistani officials, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Shehbaz Sharif. External Affairs Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar, Chief of Army Staff Asim Munir, and National Security Advisor Ajit Doyle and Wasim Malik. Over the last 28 hours, we commended Prime Minister Modi and Sharif on their wisdom, prudence, and statesmanship in choosing the path of peace. He said in a press statement, Vice spoke with Prime Minister Modi. The New York Times said, quoting a person close to the Vice President, has been contested by Indian officials who said all pursued diplomacy measures, including the suspension of the Indus Water Treaty, remain in place. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar framed the ceasefire as the working out of an understanding between India and Pakistan. India has consistently remained the armed and uncompromising stance against terrorism in all its forms of manifestation. It will continue to do so, he wrote on X, having down new red line by conducting strike on terror side, not just Pakistan occupied Kashmir, but across the international border deep inside Indian Jaishankar's assertion, underlining that Islamabad will have to pay a heavy prices for state sponsored terrorism. Government source in New Delhi said the ascending was worked out directly between the two countries and there was no third party involvement. India always India always insisted that India and Pakistan resolve issues without any mediation by the third party, something that it is said in understand what reached. There is no decision to hold on any other issue at any other place. A source who did not wish to be named said further there are no precondition and no post condition to the understanding, the source said. In a post on X, Pakistan Deputy PM and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar wrote, Pakistan and India have agreed to cease fire with immediate effect. Pakistan has always strived to space and security in the nation without compromising on its sovereignty and territorial integrity. This appeal to the Pakistan government core concerned that the sovereignty and territorial integrity cannot be compromised. We was, as we perceive, to be pitched by Indian condition conducting the strike in 9 locations deep inside India, Pakistan. Earlier in a day, after a phone conversation with Rubio, Jaishankar had said that India's approach to always been measured the response. Rubio, who also spoke to Munir, said that he offered US assistance in stating constructive dialogue in order to avoid focus. Looking at the response positivity of the restarting IPL immediately, will consult government. We were in regular touch with the team management. Everyone was speaking to their families back home. Even before the game, we speak to them. Both the teams and have removed them that their safety and security and permanent to us. They were ready to play the games. IPL chairman Arun Dhumal is hopeful that foreign players who have from back home will be back when the league resumes. However, he said a decision or restarting the IPL will be taken only after consulting the government. In a chat with the Indian Express, Dama spoke about the reason for stopping the game is Dharmshala Midway and getting a special train for the cricketer to travel to Delhi. Excerpt. With ceasefire being announced, what is the future of the IPL? Ceasefire has been announced. We now explore the possibly of resuming and concluding the IPL. If it is possible to conduct it immediately, we need to work out the venue, date, and everything. And we would now be speaking to all the stakeholders, including team owner, broadcaster, and everyone involved, and find a way as to how to move forward most positively. Importantly, we will have to consult with the government on Thursday. The match in Dharmshala had to be called off midway. What happened behind the scene? It was a challenge to take a call given the situation we were in. We had discussion with the district administration and state administration beforehand had about the possibility of evacuating fans and how to go about acting fans and how to go about it. But we were all hoping things would get better, so that is why we start the game between Punjab Kings and Delhi Capitals. But there were reporting coming in through the social media, so we didn't want any situation where fans panicked in the stadium. It was prudent that we stop the game and get fan out of the stadium. As a precaution, we called off the stadium midway because there was no much misinformation following. There were fans inside the stadium, plus cricketer from two teams and other stakeholders. There was a small break, and we had a discussion with the district commissioners, deputy commissioner, and senior authorities and people's high up. We spoke about the next step. I want I went and spoke to people in the team management of both teams and appraised them about the situation. Then I went to the ground and requested all the fans to keep moving. Local administration were getting reports about incident taking place.
मेरा बोतल हाँ मैं ना
इथं गेलाच चालू
मैं आवाज दिला काय हाँ किती वाजले 4 वाजले
वाजलेच ना आता 4
किती वाजले अजून
काय म्हणून नाही काय किती टाइम भेटता ये पण का त्याच्या नंतर करा
घनश्याम पाण्यामध्ये तोपर्यंत
घनश्याम घरी गेला ना
घरी गेलो बुडी गांजर मगच पडला का मी सकाळी घरी गेलो बुडी मनाला चुदाची काही वाटली घरी गेला
आलाच नाही ना. घरी गेला ना ते शासन तर चाल बुवा.
म्हणजे 5 वाजता
हे 1 घंटा मस्त बापरे जसं काय हे लगा असं ना मग गरज असली ना तर जास्त खाऊ खायला लागला तू 5 वाजता
रात्री आपल्याला टाइम किती वाजता 7 वाजता जेवायला जातो ना आपण मग 2 घंटे खेळायला टाइम आहे ना आपल्याला 7 वाजता जेवण केलं तरी
अर्ध्या घंट्यात तू 4:30 वाजता जाऊ
लिहिणं झालं पाहिजे तोपर्यंत
तिथे जाऊच ना किती शब्दात लगा? किती शब्द आहेत?
बघा.
इतका टाइम लागते 15 शब्दात?
मी म्हणू का लागलो 5 वाजता जाणं बरोबर. मला सर्व काय म्हणलं ते.
Youthful team was left reeling from the loss, but Flick immediately tries to put focus on the upcoming Sissiko with only 4 days separated the two crucial games. This game is over and now we have to pick ourselves up and look ahead as we have the Clasico coming up. Flick said after the debate at Scan Zero, it will wake the team up. Barcelona lead Madrid by 4 points and a victory would give it a comfortable cushion. Barcelona is seeking a double after having beaten Madrid 3-2 in extra time in a Copa del Rey final 2 weeks ago. A Barcelona triumph would also complete a sweep of all four Clasico this season. It beat Madrid 5-2 in the Spanish Super Cup in January after winning 4-0 of Madrid in the league in October. Madrid, in contract, is trying to salvage a disappointing season by successfully defending its La Liga title ahead of this summer's expanded Club World Cup. Lamine Yamal, who played superbly against Inter, only to be denied a second leg goal, pledged that Barcelona take another run at the Champions League title next season. But he ended that message with a drilling trying ahead of Madrid's visit. Sunday is another final and we have to sneak together. Go Barca, Yamal wrote after the game. The wear and tear of the season has taken its toll and left several players, especially in defense on the injured list. Madrid will without its entire first choice black line of Antonio. A win would give Barcelona a 4-goal cushion, but Madrid win will throw in the title race wide open. low expectation for major breakthrough amid disturb. US China pursue Geneva talks on easing trade war. Protect supporting the EU in budget. British Prime Minister Karen Starmer, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Jason Poland, Prime Minister Donald Tusk, Tusk at the presidential places in Saturday. मजा देशात नाही खेळायची लागा लिव बरं पटकन pro-Palestinian stir in library. Columbia University has suspended dozens of students and there are adjuncts and others who participate in the pro-Palestinian demonstration inside of school's main library. Earlier this week, a school spokesperson said Friday the Louis League institution in Manhattan placed more than 65 students on the interim suspension and burned 33 others, including these forms affiliated institutions such as Bernard College from setting foot on Thursday on campus. Interim suspension generally means that a student cannot come to campus, attend classes, or participated in other university activities. According to Columbia's website, the university declined to say long how long the disciplinary measure would be in place, saying only that the decision are pending further investigation. An undisclosed matter of alum who also participate in the protest are also now prevented from school entering school ground. According to Columbia, roughly 80 people were arrested in connection with the Wednesday evening demonstration in the university Butler Library. Most face dispersing charges. Thoughts may also face disciplinary conduct. Police have said strung in orbit for the half a century, Soviet-era spacecraft plunged to Earth. In coffee-producing Uganda, an emergency sisterhood want more women involved. Marita Nandu envisioned a coffee sisterhood in Uganda, and the strategy for expanding it was simple: pay a higher price per kilogram when a female grower took beans took a beans to a collection point. Uh, it worked more and more. Men who typically made the deliberates allow their waves to go instead. Uh, Nandu Nandu's business group now include more than 600 women, up from dozen of 2022. That's about 75% of her Bayaya specialty coffee is full of registered farmer in this mountain, our area of eastern Uganda that produce prized Arabica beans and sell to exporter. Women have been so discouraged by coffee in the way that when you look at coffee value chain, women do the cleaver. Nandundu said, but when the coffee is ready for chilling, men step in to calm and proceed. Our goal in to reserve that trend in a community where coffee producing is not possible without women's labor. Uganda is one of Africa's top two coffee producers, and the crop is in leading explore. The East Africa country export more than 6 million bags of coffee between September 2023 and August 2024, according for 1.3 billion in earning, according to the Uganda Coffee Development Country. In Shironku district, where Nandu grew up in the remote village near the Kenya border, coffee in a community livelihood as a girl. When she was not at school, she helped her mother and other women look after acres of coffee plant. The harvest season was known to convinced with the show of cause of domestic violence, as she said. Couple thought over how much of the earning that the men brought home from sale and how much they did not. When go and shell, they are not accountable. Our mother cannot ask. We don't have food at home. You should coffee. You can pay school fee for this child, she said. Years later, Nandudu earned her degree in the social science from Uganda Top Public University in 2015, with her father funding her education for country earning. She thought of her project as a kind of sisterhood and chose Bayaya, a translation in the Lusasoba language, for her company names. It launched in 2018, but Bayaya is unique in Mabel, the largest city in eastern Uganda, for focusing on women and for innovative such as cooperation saving society that member can contribute to and borrow from a decade ago. A price of coffee bought by a middleman from the Uganda Dan farmer was roughly 800 Uganda shillings or just over 2 silver at today's exchange rate. Now the price is roughly 5 silver. Nadundu groups has many collection points across eastern Uganda, and women drink to them at least twice a week. Men are not unaware. Selling as a Bayaya member has forced teamwork in her family. Collectively decide how to spend coffee earnings, said Lynette Gimono, who joined the group in 2022 for Namdudu, who aimed to start exporting bees. That's progress. Now, there are no more women in coffee as a business, she said. Question of caste in Free India. History declined. The Pahalgam payback. In a smart move, the government fielded two young women officers, one from the army and one from the air force, to brief the media on the live television. The nation watched. The only show not was the absence of the Prime Minister at the all-party meeting held on April 24 and 7 May. The terrorists attacked on the selected tourists in Pahalgam, Kashmir on April 22, 2025 require an effective deterrent response. The question was what level of response? There were jingoistic call of revenge and massive retaliation. Few people realized that the response would not be a full-fledged war between India and Pakistan. Prime Minister Modi had intervened during the every day of the Russia-Ukraine conflict and told the President of Russia, Mr. Putin, on September 16, 2022. This is not an era of war. This world had won Mr. Modi warm applause throughout the world in India. The arm earned him praise as a statesman and peacemaker. Several countries of the world remembered the word and privately consulted India. There were other reasons as well not to start a war. First, unlike the Russia-Ukraine conflict or the Israel-Hamas conflict, both parties in the India-Pakistan confirmation were nuclear power and possessed nuclear weapons. Second, the world had become intolerant of war. The two measures war are raging have consumed so far 3,000 lives in Ukraine and 5,000 lives in Gaza, apart from thousands of casualties in Russia and Israel. Another major war between two nuclear powers would have brought the world stability and economy to the brink of disaster. Widely calls a calibrated military response limited to selected target. On Thursday, May 7, 25, Indian force launched missile and drones arms at 9 targets Pakistan and 5 in Pakistan occupied and destroy what are believed to be the core infrastructure of terrorist group. It was a deliberately limited operation both in scale and time and achieved its objectives. It was a legitimated response of an aggregate country. The Indian response did not target civilian habitation or property, nor was it as expected. India's military infrastructure, as expected, Indian retaliation in the only manner it would have under the influence of the army general and the Indians at that time, firing across the line of control. If Pakistan had started a full-scale war, it would have earned the opprobrium of countries including OIC. However, it would be naive to assume that the military forces in Pakistan would not retaliate more aggressively in the ensuing day and weeks. Besides, it would be equally native to assume that the three target terror or organization, the residence for Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed, has been wiped out in the May 7 response. The leadership is still intact, and in the past they have demonstrated they are capable of throwing up new leader to take the space of strained leader. More importantly, there are young men in Pakistan who are willing to be required trail to motivate committed act of terrorism in India, including sacrificing our lives, as long as Pakistan military forces and ISI rule the roast and the treated to India will not be over.